Let's go ahead and draw a bottle and a ball. So first thing you want to do is you want to get yourself a skewer or a pencil, and you want to establish where you're standing. If I move over here, the gap between the bottle and the ball is going to be so much smaller, actually bigger, and then over here it's going to be smaller. So establish where you are, and I like to put a little piece of tape if I'm standing, or if I'm sitting, stay upright. Don't kind of like start slouching in the middle, or things will move. So first of all, I want to establish what is the closest object to me. And for me, it is the ball. So right here on this line is where I'm going to put the ball. So I can put the ball in this big or this big or this big if I want to, but I do want to fit everything on here. So I'm going to think compositionally, and I think I want to make it about this big, and I want to put it kind of close to the right hand side. So here we go. There's our ball. And after I put that on there, I want all the association lines that might be related to the ball. If I start on the bottle, I want to find out how the bottom of the bottle is associated with the ball. So if I bring this up, it hits about a third on the bottom of the ball. So that's my association line for my bottle. Let me double check it. I see about that much space, so I can say that my bottle is going to be living on that line. So let's find out how far away the bottle is from the ball. So I find out where I am, measure the ball, and remember that when you measure the ball, I'm not making the ball this tiny. I'm using the ball as a ratio between the ball and everything else around here. So if I measure the ball and I measure that space between the ball, so I put the ball's width on top of this space here between the ball and the bottle, and I find that the space is about a little less than half a ball. Here's the ball's halfedness, maybe. Okay, that works for me. Maybe a little bit closer to this side. So that gap was a little bit less than half a ball, so about there. So I can say that that bottle, excuse me, fairly accurately lives on this line. So I have this gap in here is a little bit less than half the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and measure it again. And yeah, that works for me. Um, so I have the left side of the bottle. I have the bottom of the bottle. Let's find the other side of the bottle, right side of the bottle. Let's find the left side of the bottle. So how many of these balls can we fit in the bottle? So I'm out here in the real world. I'm measuring the ball, and I'm going to put one ball in, two balls in, and I'm a little bit less than two balls. One ball, two balls, and I'm a little bit less than two balls. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is the left side of the bottle. Try to make that line fairly straight. And go ahead and measure it one more time. Here's the bottle, here's the ball, and I go one ball inside that bottle, two balls inside the bottle, and out here on my drawing, I go one ball inside the bottle, two balls, and I can make this bottle just a little bit bigger. So that works. So at the very bottom of the bottle, if I hold my skewer up to it, I'm only touching about that much of the bottle. Everything else smiles upward. So let me get the height of the highest part of the smile. And the highest part of the smile is cutting with association, is cutting the ball right about there. And that's a really big smiley bottle. So let's draw that all the way across and put that in there. And we've got a really smiley bottle. Let's erase this stuff and see what that looks like. And I'd say it's a pretty good smiley bottle. I would say that maybe it kind of like slows down on the slope here a little bit, so I'll make it a little bit less smiley on the ends. And that's the bottom of my bottle. So if I took the ball and measured how many balls up, I'm going to have quite a few, and the more times you measure and move your stick, the more times you have for being wrong. So let's take the width of the bottle and see how many widths go up. One width, two widths, and a little bit more. So here's the width, one width, two widths, and a little bit more takes me to right about there. So I want to go ahead and draw that in. And I want to go ahead and measure it once more. One width, two width, and a little bit more. And I think that looks pretty good. I can again straighten up these lines just a little bit, make it look like it's not going to fall over or break. Okay, so I got the bottom part of the bottle up to that mark right there. So let's go ahead and try to find the shoulders of this. So if I, again, don't poke your skewer or your pencil into the picture plane, keep it straight with it, because this is a completely different measurement than this is. So I can't poke into this picture. I can only like work like a clock hands on it. So I can't poke in. So keep it straight. Keep everything like straight with what your picture plane is. So that's how wide, that's how big the neck, the shoulders are, and how big is it compared to the width. And it's a little bit, if this is halfway, getting hard to draw a straight line today. If that's halfway, we can go ahead and check it. It's not quite halfway. It's a little bit halfway is closer to here. Let's erase this whole thing and put it in again. Erasing is really, really good for you. It's like taking your vitamins. Okay, so hamsies, hamsies, and I'm okay with that. So back to the shoulders. The shoulders were about a little more than halfway. So the shoulders were about here for me. I don't know what that measurement, some of you guys, math people, could probably tell me an exact fraction for that. But for me, it's about there. Okay, looks like a bullet. The neck of the bottle is that long. I'm going to go back to where I was standing. That long. And I'm going to relate that to the width. And it is the width of the bottle. So we're going to go ahead and, whoa, that's a nice tall bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I'm going to continue my straight line up so I keep it symmetrical. And I'm going to go ahead and get the width at about this part right here. So my guess is that the width is out here, but let's see what we have out here. And I'm going to compare this to the ball because it's small and the ball is fairly small and it's a little bit bigger than half. So I can say that if that's sitting right in the middle, is going to be right about there. And again, I can go ahead and clean this up. And voila. So at where the neck meets the shoulders, we have a little bit of a slope there. So let's go ahead and throw that little bit of a slope in. Whoa, that might be too slopey on the right-hand side. It's kind of hard to get things symmetrical. That's why that middle line helps a lot. When we get up here, I feel like this gets a little wider. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and kind of make it a little bit narrower here. And should work a little bit better. This is a chamois. These are really wonderful for using charcoal. Okay, so at the very top, we've got this kind of like almost the opposite smile. We've got a little bit of a frown. and we've got that front part. We also have a tiny little bit of this gets a little wider, I think, where the cork is, and we can go ahead and put that in. So when you get done to this stage with it, with all these great messy association lines in it, go ahead and take a picture of it so you can show me your horrible messy association lines. And then once you get done, you can go ahead and clean it up. You can make it look good. And you can put some things back in that got a little messed up. And then you can do anything you want. So we can put in fish swimming around, maybe talking to each other. We can put a water line in. We can put some foliage or some things for the fish to eat down here. You can do anything you want to, and have fun with it. So that's how to draw a bottle and a ball. Good luck.